All right, Jerry.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Board of Zoning Appeals hearing. My name is Jerry Spearman, and I serve as the chairperson for the board. I lived here in Travelers Rest, I guess going on 3 years now, and I live just right in the middle of town on Center Street. At this time, I want to ask the other board members in attendance to introduce themselves to you today and state which neighborhood they live in.
Leslie Alexander, Vice Chair. I live right across from the high school on Sullivan. Lived here about 8 years. So.
Dennis Wallace, live. Retired from the police department. Don't hold that against me. Great place to live. Love it.
All right. Thank you. The Board of Zoning Appeals has been appointed by the City Council. Our responsibility is to conduct public hearings and decide on variances and special exception applications and to hear appeals from the Travelers Rest zoning ordinance. For the meeting, the board will conduct the hearing in the following manner. For each item, the board will hear a report from the staff. After the staff report, the applicant will be given an opportunity to present. After the applicant has presented and there are no questions from the board, those in attendance are invited to state your name for the record and speak either in favor or in opposition of the application. Then the board will discuss and evaluate the information presented, and the board will usually render a decision on that item. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to silence any cell phones, which I'm going to do right now on mine. There we go. Thank you for attending tonight's meeting.
We've really done the roll call, so you can just, on the agenda, you can go to acceptance of the agenda and approval of minutes.
All right. All right, since we've done roll call, we're going to do acceptance of the agenda. Do I have a
Your motion to accept the agenda?
all right. Discussion? All in favor? All right,
Aye.
easily. All right. Approval of minutes. We have no unfinished business. We wrapped it up last time.
Go back to approval of minutes, sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, we raised our hands. It was in favor.
Oh, that was for the agenda.
Oh,
Yeah.
approval of the minutes. All right. Yeah, that was. All right.
Motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th, 2026 meeting.
Second.
Did you second the motion to approve the,
Yeah.
oh, that was for the agenda. This is
Yeah.
for the meeting minutes.
Go ahead, second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Enough.
Can you tell that we're a little laid back here? Or at least on my end of the room?
Yeah. Yeah. All the ones who aren't laid back, we didn't invite them. So. All right. Okay. So we have no unfinished business. So new business. We have a request for a variance for a building sign setback in the C2 commercial district, from 25 feet to 11 feet. That is on the docket. That's TR 2612. That's a request for a variance of sign ordinance. The applicant is Candace Diggins from Paramount Custom Signs for the Howes Mortuary. The location is 6D714 State Park Road in Travelers Rest. Tax map number is 049000004027003. And zoning is C2 Commercial District. Staff?
So the applicant has applied for this variance of the sign. This is a picture of the sign. You have it in your packet, and we have it right here, but it's sideways. So let's turn it that way. And basically, they're looking to put in a 12-foot wide sign and 6-foot tall. All those dimensions fit our regulations in the sign ordinance. And here is a area of where it would be located. You can see where the asphalt pavement kind of cuts back its existing parking area. And because they're locating the sign in that location, it puts it closer to the road right-of-way than we allow. We typically require a 25-foot setback from the right-of-way, and in this case, hold on, it's coming. And in this case, as you see in this area, they've listed the right-of-way as 37 foot 6 inches, and then City of Travelers Rest 25-foot setback, and you can see that it puts you inside that asphalt paving. So in order to put it there, they're requesting the variance. The staff has looked at this, and the notes for a variance, there's four pieces that have to be dealt with. They're extraordinary exceptional conditions pertaining to a particular piece of property. Staff concurs with the applicant that the location of the existing parking area will not allow the required 25-foot minimum setback. These conditions do not generally apply to other properties in the vicinity. Staff recognize that the exact same conditions do not apply to other properties in the vicinity, while also recognizing that in the past, the city has allowed signage within 25-foot setback along State Park Road. If you ride along there on State Park Road, I don't believe anybody's sign is 25 foot off, but these conditions are not the similar conditions. All the other ones are allowed to be within it for different reasoning. Because of these conditions, the applicant of the ordinance to the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. Staff considered that the application of the ordinance would require the unnecessary removal of parking and cause the property to be in violation of TRZO in regarding to parking requirements, because they would be removing parking to add their sign. And the authorization of a variance will not be substantially detriment of adjacent property or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Staff believe that the authorization of the variance would not be a detriment to the adjacent property, the public good, or the harm or the character. Most importantly, in this case, what we would look at is DOT would require sight distance. That's 15 feet back from the road edge, 5 foot high for the eye level, and then it adjusts by the speed limit on the road. In this case, if you were 15 feet back and 5 foot high, you can see a very, very long way down State Park Road because you're and the sign does not prohibit the sight distance. So it does not prohibit the safety. Staff's conclusion that the request meets the requirements stated herein and recommends the approval with the following conditions. The proposed use must substantially conform to the testimony of the applicant, or in this case, just the application itself. And the proposed use is subject to all applicable requirements of the City of Travelers Rest zoning ordinance. So if there's any other applicable portions of the ordinance, it has to meet those, such as it still cannot exceed certain heights or dimensions. That's the staff's report.
We go to discussion. Oh, no, we got to go, is there anyone here to speak on that?
There's not. That's all
Discussion?
right.
Sorry.
I don't have any questions. I was out there actually today, and it didn't look to be an issue to me. Any discussion on your part?
Motion?
I have to get my little, motion to approve the request with the following conditions: that the proposed use must substantially conform to the testimony of the applicant and the content of the application, and that the proposed use is subject to all applicable requirements of the City of Travelers Rest zoning ordinance.
Favor?
Aye.
Passes? Aye, I guess we. Just make sure you're caught up.
I am caught up.
All right, good.
Thanks.
All right, fantastic. So request for special exception for the home occupation in the RM or residential multifamily district to allow massage therapy owner operator limited to one table. It's docket number TR 2613. The request is for a special exception, home occupation. Applicant is Gina Woodring. The property location is 7 Daughtery Court, Travelers Rest, South Carolina. Tax map number 048601010120, and the zoning again is RM Residential Multifamily District.
So the applicant in this case has, wants to do a home occupation. Inside of our zoning ordinance for home occupations, and you'll see this on the second page of the special exception request, TRZO 612.7. There's a lot of uses that are listed there, and massage therapy is not one of those that is listed there. So in this case, the special exception is to say that it should be allowed as a home occupation, and so the staff has reviewed it as such. The site analysis, the subject property zoning standards allow for home occupation, though the applicant's occupation is not recognized. According to the zoning regulations, other services that operate in similar manners to massage therapy are listed. In this case, such as barber and beautician, given that the operator is the owner of the property and a limit of 1 chair for a customer is met. The application shows the operation standards would be met, but there is incongruity in the status of the occupation being unlisted in the zoning ordinance. In other words, we think it matches up with barber or beauty shop. We believe the same stipulation should be applied to it, that it's owner operated, and that it would, in the barber, 1 chair, I put it as 1 table since we're doing massage therapy. So our analysis is that number 1, the use meets all required conditions. Staff are of the opinion that massage therapy use is in keeping with similar service uses allowed as home occupations, with barber and beauticians being the most similar. The use is not detrimental to the public health or general welfare. Staff believe that the constraint of the similar uses to be applied in this situation so that the use may be owner-operated and only limited to 1 table. Staff would impose that all parking by clientele be on the subject property, not on the public road. And the use is appropriately located within respect to transportation facilities, water supply, fire, and police protection, waste and disposal, and similar services. Staff acknowledge that the appropriate infrastructure is in place. Specifically, that doesn't abide by transportation facilities. It does have the water supply. It does have the fire and police protection. It does have waste and disposal that would apply for this type of use. So it meets those conditions. And the use will not violate neighborhood character nor adversely affect surrounding land uses. Staff are of the opinion that the neighborhood character and surrounding land uses will not be adversely affected with the constraints being applied. I will state, since there's no way, that we did have 1 person call in. When I explained it to them, they decided that they were not going to arrive and talk in our opposition to that. That was the only call that we had on either of these cases today. So the conclusion of staff recommendation, staff finds that request meets the requirements stated herein and recommend approval with the following conditions. 1, the proposed use must substantially conform to the testimony of the applicant and the content of the application. 2, that the proposed use is subject to all applicable requirements of the City of Travelers Rest zoning ordinance. And 3, the following constraints are being applied: owner-operator only, 1 table, and no on-street parking, which is also covered by the fact that the Travelers Rest zoning ordinance would require off-street parking. So that's the staff's report.
You're up.
Good evening. My name is Gina Woodring, and I reside at 7 Daughtry Court here in Travelers Rest. I am a licensed massage therapist and am requesting approval to operate a small private massage therapy practice out of my home. This would be a low-impact appointment-only service with minimal traffic. I appreciate your consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions?
My only question, I didn't get a chance to drive by, and without a picture,
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure there's enough room for the requirement that your clients wouldn't have to park on the street, so.
Yeah, we have a double driveway.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have space for,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm 100% for
mhm,
a couple of things I had in question.
mhm.
How you gonna be regulated not selling stuff in there? Regulation. Code enforcement's not gonna come and knock on your door and say, I wanna see what you're selling in here.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing. that I-
Uh-huh.
Another thing, like she said, was the parking. Question for Jay, it says that the massage therapist falls under the same thing as barber and beautician. How does that happen?
It doesn't,
Barber, beautician, and massage therapy fall
they,
together?
they don't fall under the same one. It is very similar to, in the fact that you have a client coming in and you're providing a service that's related to personal care. And so that relation seems very similar to us, but we recognize they are not the
You okay
same
for
use.
somebody to start a nail salon and what have you, right?
Well, that would be one of those things that could come up, and if it did, I would probably recommend that it would be approved, not as a nail salon, but if it was under the same stipulation as somebody was going to do a manicure, pedicure, and there was one chair, one person at a time, absolutely, it would fit into the same thing.
Not that I'm against it at
Yeah.
all, like I said, I was just wondering how
Yeah.
that fell into that.
That's,
Into that
whenever we
category.
look at is something that's not listed in the ordinance that way, we look to see if there's a similar use. And in this case, it would be a similar use. We would address any other potentials like that if somebody came up with them. The other parts to your questions that are requirements is, as part of this, she is not allowed to sell anything retail. So whether, even if it was a barber, they wouldn't be allowed to sell anything retail. If it,
Make our own lotions up and what have you. and
Could
I
not.
don't currently do any of that stuff, so,
This your husband?
yeah.
Does he trust you to work on him?
I don't know, do you? I don't know.
the question is, does he have to pay?
Right.
I'm impressed. I think that you ought to go for it, and
Thank you, appreciate that.
Other questions?
Good.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion.
second. Third.
My question was just about parking. So my only question was about parking. So as long as there's sufficient
Yeah,
off-street
that-
parking, I don't, for one client to be there, that's, in addition to them, that's, works
Okay.
for me. So
All right, do I have a motion?
I'll give a motion to approve with the following conditions: that the proposed use must substantially conform to the testimony of the applicant and the content of the application, that the proposed use is subject to all applicable requirements of the City of Travelers Rest zoning ordinance, and that the following constraints are applied: that it's owner-operator only, that there's one table, and that there's no on-street parking.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous?
You're official.
Congratulations. Is there anything special she needs to do from here, other than obtain her city business license?
No, there would, I believe that you do file for a business license, like any other occupation. You'd say, you get through with Beth in the city and get it, and,
They want your money mainly?
and from that, and from that, you will get a letter from us, a notice of action, that we've taken action on it, that you would have for your files.
Okay, thank you.
Have any other new business? There is no other new business. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'm going to hit this little gavel just to do that. and-
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you plan on opening, buddy? When you plan on opening?
As soon as I can. I operate